I just started it. Why don't you tell me about the day the 1938 hurricane hit? How old you were, what you were up to, and what it was like.
1938, some three from me. I was 15 years old in 1938.
Yeah.
Even that's hard to believe now. that I was ever that young. But, yeah, I remember the day very much, of course, because they had been the apartment house next to us where Jackie Hammond lived, and Frenchie was the janitor there. And Frenchie had been working down cellar, putting asbestos cement all over the boiler, fixing it, repairing it. And 2 or 3 of us kids had been out there, and we had built a hut out in the backyard. Scrap wood that we found around the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
This was in Boston.
Yeah.
Right next door to the Deaconess Hospital there. And we lived in a 6-family tenement house. We had the top floor on one side. Anyhow, we were down in the cellar there, so talking with Frenchie, and he had a bucket of asbestos cement. And that's how they call it, what they call cement out west. Well, that cement was just beautiful for making little balls, little balls that you could throw. And so we decided we would go up and to the roof, which was 4 stories or so high.
Yeah.
And on the roof there were a lot of clotheslines, and they had put, it was a tar and gravel roof, flat roof, and people that lived in that apartment house had clotheslines up there. We went up there and we had that bucket of cement, and we were making little balls and throwing them at the hut that we had built out in the yard, which we thought was great sport. Of course, probably something stupid for 15-year-old kids to be doing, but we didn't think too much about it. That it was windy, very windy, and it kept giving us a little blast of rain along with the wind. But we lasted till that bucket of cement pretty much was gone, and the wind was getting kind of stiff up there. And of course we were right at the edge of the roof.
My God, so one of you didn't get killed.
As we come down off the roof and went out to look at the hut. Heard this noise, and we looked up, and all those platforms are up there, and the clothesline poles and everything else was coming down at us. In the wind. And that was the first blast of the 1938 hurricane.
That got your attention.
That did get our attention. So we went to our respective houses. My mother had the radio on in the house, and the guy from WEEI or WHDH, I don't remember which one now, was broadcasting and talking about how the trees on the common, because that radio station's studios were top floor of one of the buildings right along Tremont Street there, downtown Boston. And he was describing what it looked like out there on the common. He said he didn't know how long some of those trees were going to stay up, because they'd keep bending way over in the wind. Nobody knew for sure what the heck was happening, because we didn't have hurricanes in Boston. They never had one. Well, we're standing in the kitchen looking out across. There used to be, before you got to the hospital, Dottie, used to be a big yellow house. Mr. Lowry and his wife lived in that house. They owned it before the Deaconess bought it. had been over there in the morning at his house, climbing up a ladder. I almost got blown out the ladder a couple of times. And nobody thought anything of it. It's a stormy day, windy day. I was climbing up a ladder, fixing things for him. He was one of the characters I knew from the drugstore. He was an old guy, and I mean old. He must have been well into his 70s. He used to come into the drugstore because we had a liquor license. And he'd come in, carried a cane, and he'd go down the other end of the store from the soda fountain where I worked, and he would buy a bottle of gin. And he would put it in his inside coat pocket, and he would start out of the store, and he would always come up and say hi to me, and then go across from the soda fountain and go into a telephone booth and take the gin bottle out, put the top pocket, put it straight, put it back up, put it back in his pocket, and leave. He was a pretty real old guy. Had a gun on the table next to his bed in his bedroom, a loaded pistol. Strange cat. I used to chat with him a lot, and I used to do some work for him around his house. But I remember the next day we went out to observe the damage, and you probably remember the big wooden fence that was about 6-7 feet high, all the way down from the corner of Longwood Avenue down to Pilgrim Road or Short Street, I guess it was. Yeah, Short Street. And a bunch of tennis courts that belonged to one of the private schools there. Well, that whole damn fence was laid out on the ground from the wind. That was odd. No trees were down. And, looking out our kitchen window there, we were looking over toward Larry's house, and there was a great big maple tree in his front yard. Probably had a diameter at the trunk, 2 feet anyway, very high tree. And we were watching that bending over in the wind, and then all of a sudden it didn't come back up. You know?
Wow.
And,
Must have been scary.
that was before the war.
Okay, well, I think that's about 8 minutes.
Yeah, that was good.